spot. Okay, all right, thank you. So we've heard some encouraging numbers from Jill in respect to the numbers of fresh cases. That's very encouraging, and on the back of that, those results being echoed in large part across the state of New South Wales, we'll have seen there's going to be a small relaxation in the social distancing rules and the ministerial directions. So they commence from the 1st of May in a couple of days. What I would encourage people to do is to responsibly exercise their increased flexibility around the directions. As I said to someone a little while ago, the Premier's given us an inch, so let's please not take a mile. It's we don't want people taking the mickey and doing the wrong thing. We have seen things in the media at the weekend with some high-profile people doing the wrong thing with not observing social distancing, and they've placed themselves and their own organisations in at a fair bit of risk. I would say individuals that aren't in a public profile situation still face risks if they do that. They can increase the risk to themselves and others. So I think the relaxing of the social distancing with people being able to visit is a positive thing, and for that to be maintained and hopefully in time be relaxed even further, people need to be responsible with that. Obviously the emergency management response to this COVID issue continues, and that's been quite effective along with the efforts of health, and so too does the policing response. We've seen since the 1st of March 35 individuals be issued with $1,000 fines for not observing the ministerial directions, and over 100 persons individually warned for the same sort of offences. So I think that shows even that this is just in the Riverina Police District that we're very serious about maintaining the integrity of the ministerial directions. So we'll continue to do that as is necessary. We have issued a lot of warnings, as I say, and we continue to pass a lot of information out to the public when they contact the police. So in relation to the two most recent matters, early yesterday afternoon, two persons, a 39-year-old man and a 34-year-old woman in Coringa, were stopped by the police, and they were, yes, travelling in breach of the ministerial directions, and they were issued with $1,000 fines each. So we continue to do that, and if people do the wrong thing with these easing of the guidelines, we'll issue fines in that respect too. So that's really all I've got. Was there any questions about any of that, or did you have questions for Jill?
I have a question about the two persons visiting. Do they have to be from the same household, or can they be from separate homes?
They need to be from the same household, and the typical application of that would be a couple visiting friends, or a couple with their own children visiting friends. And the purpose of that is not just to have a slap-up barbie or a big social or a party. It's the intent of the relaxation of that order is to maintain support, emotional and psychological and social support in your social circle. So I'm tempted to say it's a generous relaxation. I mean, let's face it, it's what we've been used to. So I think the government is trying to do what they can to get people back together as soon as possible. But yeah, that would be the practical application. It just doesn't matter that I can go around and pick up one of my mates from his house and then go around to, Bluey's house for a punters club on the weekend. That's not what it's about. But yeah, they need to be from the same household and doing it for the right reasons.
And is there any limit to kilometre distance of travel?
No, there's not. But please bear in mind that some of the state borders are closed. So, but no, there's no limit on that. And that's a challenge for people to interpret that. But I think if they just look at the guidelines that they've been issued and not try and stretch the friendship a bit, I think, because that will see things probably wound back, and we don't want that.
So there is no travel restrictions in terms of distance you can go?
No, you can travel from town to town if that's what it entails, but as I say, it must be members of the same household visiting, and for that reason of some social and emotional support.
What about just region to region, if there's people from, the coast or the cities that might be visiting here for a weekend holiday or something?
Well, that's available under the relaxed guidelines, and look, obviously the government, as we do, trust people to do the right thing. So sometimes they don't, and they're going to be liable to getting infringements issued. And we don't like doing that, but as I say, we have issued 35 grand's worth over the last couple of months. I actually think it's pretty good. I think that's a relatively low number given the dimensions and the nature of the pandemic and the risk that it poses to society. And only 100 odd warnings, I think, is also pretty positive. So I'm really encouraged by that. but we don't want people to take the mickey and stretch the friendship a bit, and we've got to be on guard about that, and we need to maintain a bit of natural surveillance on each other as well. I'm not saying dob people in, but let's have conversations amongst our social groups about what's appropriate. Okay, thanks guys.
And Jill,
Yeah.
just on that.